Good evening, all. It's Victor Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey here. That is my call sign. My name is Mac, and I'm situated here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada, on the West Mountain. And we're approaching 8 p.m., which means being it's Friday night, it's time to pick up the VA3 ZOE Friday Night Ragchew. Our host tonight, VA3LBI, Larry from the East Mountain in Hamilton. Please stand by.
Good evening, all, and welcome to the Friday Night ZOE Ragchew on 443.075 with a plus required. My call sign, Victor Echo 3 Lima Bravo India. My first name is Larry, and I'm located East Hamilton Mountain. It's an open net. To join the conversation, please give us your call sign and your name. Tell us about your equipment and what are we going to add to the conversation. And before we start, I'd like to thank Terry, VA3IMW for the use of that repeater. Please remember using your repeater has good coverage in Ontario, so no religion, politics, or foul language. And last but not least, please let the repeater drop in between our conversations so others can get in. Can I get check-ins for Friday night ZOE Ragchew? Come on in, VA3LBI.
VA3GMD. VA3MC.
VA3IMW.
VA3 Whiskey Papa Golf.
Okay, I got four so far, GMP, NCA, BT, and WPG. Anybody else? Come on in, VA3LBI.
VA3CJZ.
I didn't realize it was competing with Albert. VA3IMW.
All right, we got a good start there. Anyways, okay, welcome to January the 2nd, actually it's the 3rd by UTC Day, 2026. Mac, thanks again for live streaming on the YouTube. If you want to find them on YouTube, Vector Alpha 3 India Mike Whiskey, look for the live button and hit the like button also. Had a good radio day today. It was quite interesting. I normally don't do anything in the mornings. We usually go out, but I was waiting for the wife to get ready. And there was a POTA station out there, which I happened to contact. And it was India Sierra 0046, which happens to be Iceland. 5-5 both ways. Anyways, with that, we'll pick up Garnett here. Garnett, the E3GMP, been a while, buddy. How you feeling?
I'm surviving. It's been long day, short night. Yeah, this guy want to give you a quick check-in tonight, everybody.
Not a problem, Garnett. Appreciate it. Thanks very much for joining in. And Happy New Year to you, sir. Okay, up next, Wade, VA3NCA, VA3LBI. Come on in, Wade.
VA3LBI, VA3NCA. Good evening, Larry. Good evening, everybody on net. Good to see you in there, Garnett. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. To everybody else on net. Today I am continuing my local Canadian beer sample from Christmas from the Great Lakes Brewery. Octopus Wants to Fight. This is an interesting name, but anyways, it's handcrafted really close here to us in Etobicoke. So anyways, other than that, not much radio for me today, although I did pop on to 20 meters and make sure I picked up my two, well, at least one, but in fact, in this case, it was two contacts for the hunting award for the first week. And then Bill and I are going to take care of the activator side, hopefully this weekend, the weather being appropriate for that. It's looking good, so that's the plan anyways. But other than that, no other radio today. Back to you, Larry.
It's been too cold be in a nice warm spot to be able to do any activations. Probably inside a vehicle would be the best.
Yeah, we're thinking maybe it's protected enough down there at Canal Park. We're not sure about that, but we're going to test the theory. Maybe by the weekend it'll have warmed up a touch. Today wasn't too bad though. I mean, yeah, it's cold, but not horrible for Canadians. I was out for an hour or so doing a bunch of driveway and sidewalk clearing with some of the neighbors. Maybe it was the effort being put in that kept it all warm, but it was okay. And the snow was nice and light still, fluffy.
Well, like I said, we always have that. It's on the east side of the house. We always have a drift comes in there. Wind always comes from the west. I was going to get the snowblower out. Anyway, the wife said no, she wants to shovel it, so she's out there cleaning it up. But she likes to do it. Doesn't like spending too much time out in the summertime when it's really humid and hot. Me, it doesn't matter. I just, like I said, I was going to get the snowblower out just to have some fun, but didn't have to. And I guess the neighbor, he lives in the neighborhood, not quite that close, but he has a four-wheel drive ATV and has a plow on it. He went up both sides on our street, and cleaned it all up for us. So it was quite nice.
Yeah, that is really nice. We have a few people in the neighborhood with snow machines, but they usually wait to bring them out if there's a big dump of snow. Today was so light and fluffy that it was kind of nice to be out there with shovels and a handful of neighbors, and we did our corner basically, one side and down the other of one partial block. So between maybe 5 or 6 of us, so it was good. And as I said, the snow was mostly not compacted yet. It was nice and fluffy, so it wasn't that much work, and it was kind of a nice social event. So the machines are good though when the workload goes up. That's for sure.
Well, she was confident she wanted to shovel it, so I let her go ahead. Like I said, I was going to have some fun with it. That's all. Haven't had it running for a couple of years, but would have been a good opportunity. Anyway, she's got it all cleaned up now, and the car cleaned up, so I imagine she'll be coming in shortly.
Yeah, it's not bad when it's like this, so that's pretty good. Other than that, I do have one more thing to mention. I'll put out a reminder. I pinned this. It was at the top of the pile on the Discord channel, special events, but we do have 2 of them in January. One I've already mentioned is the Activate and or Hunt in the first week of the new year. So we've got until the end of GMT Day on Wednesday, January 7th to get a hunt in and an activation in if you want both. The other one coming up on the weekend of the 17th and 18th, just over 2 weeks from now, is the Winter Support Your Parks weekend. So if you want to start planning, you got 2 weeks to plan towards the Winter Support Your Parks weekend coming up in just over 2 weeks. That's it for me this round there, Larry. I can send it back to you there, VA3IMW.
Yep, okay, thanks, Wade, for coming in. Next up, Al, VA3BT. Yeah, it must feel like home, all the snow coming down today.
Good evening, Larry, and everybody on frequency. Yeah, we had some shoveling. But you know what? This stuff wasn't bad. It's nice and fluffy. He's a leaf blower and blow that stuff around. Other than that, didn't do too much radio there today. Just enjoying the time off here, just taking it all in before I go back to hell up north. But not much on my end here. Just a general check-in. VA3DT.
Well, I'm on the Barry Discord site. They sent a couple of pictures in of the vehicles and some of the snow they got up there coming out of the back of their doors and stuff like that. And I'll tell you, they got a good pile, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. I asked one of the guys there if he wanted to go to work tomorrow because there's quite a bit of snow on the site there. And, of course, no problem, I'll be in there. And he goes, but I got to work a full day. I says, yeah, you can have the full day. So he's just going in to plow snow, and I got a couple of roofers that want to work. So, yeah, I found that a little odd, but whatever. I'm not going to say no to that. So, yeah, I don't go back till probably head in there Sunday evening. Just get settled in there. But I don't want to think about that right now.
No, think about that. Think about home and all the rest of it. So, did you get much chance to get down and out and visit people?
Oh yeah, no, it's been busy over the holidays for sure. Tomorrow night we got a seafood boil over at my buddy's place there. We try to do this every year, so I'm looking forward to that. That and some beer.
Sounds good, Al. All right, no problem. All right, anything else?
No, we'll be listening along here with the rest of the net here. VA3BT.
All right, very good. All right, before I pick up Chris, any other check-ins? Friday night, ZOE Ragchew. My call sign, Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. Come on in.
Victor Echo 3 India, Uniform Kilowatt.
Okay, got your bill. End of the list. All right, VA3WPG, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chris.
Good evening, everybody. VA3WPG. Just having a quiet night in here. Bought a 12-pack of brewskis for New Year's Eve there. Made it to number 7, so I'm just working on my last 5 tonight. Just a quiet night tonight. No partying, no music. Just getting a few things done around the place here. I will second BT's comment there about the leaf blower. That's one of the best damn things I ever bought in my life for my balcony. Great for blowing the leaves off the tree right off my balcony and the snow. Leaf blower, great item to have. Wade and Bill were talking about heading out to Canal Park. Bill said maybe I should join him. I think I'm just going to hang inside this weekend. However, if Wade and Bill would like to throw out a call out on the 220 simplex frequency, I'm pretty sure they will be close enough to me that I could grab them there, and I would love to get a contact on 220. HF, no HF for me today, but I have done my hunting, so I have got my hunter award. And lastly for tonight, I'm not going to call this the topic for tonight, but I would like to pose a question for tonight. I'm just going to drop here for a second. My question for tonight is, when you power up and power down your station, do you turn off all your individual radios and then the power supply, and then to turn it on, you turn the power supply on, then your VHF, your HF, your meters, or do you just leave all your radios on and just power it all up and power down by this power supply, one button, one hit, one done? Or do you have a specific sequence you power everything up by? I leave all the radios on and I have just hit the button on my power supply, and that's that. Just curious how everyone else does it. VA3WPG.
Got it.
Yep, got a comment there. I'm not sure who that was. We got a couple of check-ins also on YouTube here, but a comment, identification, please.
VA3VT.
Yeah, go ahead, Al.
Yeah, just towards that comment there. Usually what I do on my end is I'll shut down everything individual and then shut the power supplies last. Only because of surges or spikes, but that's me. That's my preference.
Very good. Thank you very much. Appreciate the input.
Yep, okay, very good. All right, 1 second here. We've got a couple of check-ins here. One of them is Whiskey Bravo 5, Kilo Whiskey Kilo from Paris, Texas. So good evening to you, sir. Mike, it is first name. And I'm glad you could join us tonight. Again, my call sign is Victor Echo 3, Lima, Bravo, India. And we're located here in Hamilton, Ontario. All right, Chris, I'll tell you what, I'll keep on going down the list. We'll put that as a question at the top when we get back to the top. Is that okay, Chris?
It's not a problem. Very good.
All right, so we'll leave that question until we get to the top again and start over, if everybody doesn't mind. Anything else, Chris, before I pass it down?
I got everything covered in that one.
All right, not a problem. So next, we have VA3 CJZ, VE3LBI. Come on in, Chuck.
VA3, CJ's. Good evening, Larry, and all on net. I've got a horrible copy on the repeater, so I listen on direct there, so I had to make sure I went back through the repeater. Pretty rough start to the day for me. I had a low blood sugar event in my sleep, and it was pretty low, and when I got up, it felt like I was about to black out, so it was a rough one, and I've had zero energy all day, no motivation, no nothing. So I spent the day listening to music and surfing the net, and of course throwing some food down my throat. Yeah, I think I'm still feeling the effects of that flu virus that I had. I think now it's a chest cold, and so not much happening with me there, Larry. Back to you.
Do you not keep anything besides on your night table or anything for the mornings like that if you have a problem?
I do sometimes, but I have my go-to plan is a bowl of cereal. I get a very, very sweet cereal, and food tends to stay, the carbs that you get from food tend to stay in your bloodstream longer than if you just take sugar. Sugar is like a quick high, it's like a drug, and it wears off quickly. So although it will bring your sugars up, orange juice, a glass of orange juice works great. So I had both today, glass of orange juice and a bowl of Fruit Loops, very sweet cereal. And so I only use it when my blood sugars are low.
I had a neighbor friend who was diabetic, severe diabetic, and whenever we went places, we did different places quite often. We visited. I always made sure there was candies in the glove box for him. And I'd say, check the glove box, they're there. He goes, yep, okay, we're all set, let's go. But Don, unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. Was a retired fireman, very nice person, both him and his wife. Anyways, it was something I always carried in the glove box with some candies for him.
Well, that's very considerate of you. You know, when I got really sick there and I was in bed for like 3 or 4 days, I didn't take any medicine, no insulin, no nothing. I was very close to going to the ER. That's how bad I felt. And so with no insulin for almost a week, my blood sugars were crazy out of control. And it's taken me all this time to get them back down. And now I have to give myself less insulin every day. You can't say, oh, today I'll knock off 10 points. You got to go down 1 point more, or 1 unit of insulin per day. Otherwise, it can really mess you up. So I'm getting there, but I'm going to have to leave the volume on my phone because it does have an alarm. I've got those sensors that you stick on your arm. And last night I had the volume turned off on my phone. Otherwise, it would have started beeping and alerting me. I was down in the 2% range, so it was pretty low.
Yeah, that's pretty low. So my grandmother was a severe diabetic too. I remember her getting up every morning. Her go-to was, back then she was taking needles, was to boil the needle, sterilize it, and of course it was always clean anyways, right? And then she'd have a soft-boiled egg. So I remember going in, and she'd be giving herself for her injections in her leg.
Yeah, you know, that's funny, eh? A hard-boiled egg has carbs in it. And so it brings your sugar levels up as well. I noticed that a few weeks ago. I tried that, and I didn't have anything to eat, and then I ate a hard-boiled egg, and sure enough, my blood sugars went up. So yeah, it's a neat little tidbit of information there. Anyhow, Larry, I won't hold it up. Thanks for doing the net, as always. A pleasure. VA3IMW 2Jan26 VA3CJZ.
Yep, okay, thanks, Chuck. All right, next, Mac, VA3MW, VE3LBI. Again, Mac, thanks for putting this on live on YouTube there for live stream. Come on in, VE3LBI.
Good evening, Larry, and all on net. Like you say, it was an interesting radio day today, and I gotta say, it's quite unique to be able to work the entire West Coast on 20 meters, and so California, Oregon, Washington. Not a big surprise, but the guy I worked in BC was right downtown in Vancouver, on the seaside, and it's really it's really strange to have propagation work that well. It's not as if these stations were perched high on mountain tops and able to get over the terrain, but just propagation today was phenomenal. So a lot of new parks in the log today, and 100% on phone because I just didn't run out of things to do. So everybody was talking about how nice and light the snow was. Well, we'll see how that is tomorrow. Perhaps I'll get the little machine out and do a little brush and dust, get everything cleared up so the neighbors will appreciate me. As far as Chris's question, I'll hang on to that for next time around. I know that the mobile radio I've got in the truck, it has an option so that it will automatically turn on and off when it senses 12-volt power. So if you're in a vehicle where you've got it connected to a circuit that disconnects power when the ignition's off, then it automatically turns back on. I have that deselected just because I want to make sure that the circuitry that's controlling that logic perhaps is not maybe going to be 100%, but we just want to make sure that we're not leaving an open trickle drain for the battery in the vehicle to get tired. Anyways, I'm here for the duration. Certainly appreciate you doing this one. And we've had a lot of people sharing Happy New Year's on HF Radio. Nice to see the usual suspects out there and activating. So I'll throw it back to you before I time things out.
Okay, very good, Mac. Yeah, well, like I said, I was completely surprised that I actually worked Iceland. 2,600 miles plus. So, and it was, like I say, really good copy. So, okay, we got next here. Anything else, Mac, before I drop it?
I'm sure we'll think of some more stuff, but for now, that's good enough for me.
Okay, thanks, Mac. Bill, VE3IMW, VE3LBI. Come on in, Bill. Haven't heard from you for a while.
Yeah, good evening, Larry. Good evening to everyone on the frequency and everyone listening on YouTube. No, I haven't been doing too much HF because of the noise level here. It's kind of discouraging, so been occupying myself with other stuff. I just turned on the radio notice. I have no noise level right now, but an hour from now it could be back. So that's just sort of the way it is. So I'm rethinking whether to get a new radio this year or not. Maybe I'll get a new field radio instead. But I'm not going to spend a lot of money on a radio here if we're going to have a high noise level. So, anyways, it is what it is. Chris is going to come over. I hope maybe one day next week we're going to go around the neighborhood and see if we can maybe see where it's coming from. As far as the equipment, I tend to turn everything off and then unplug the power bar. That's just the way I do it. I've always done it that way, and I don't see myself switching just because of the wiring in this house being older wiring too. I don't want any power surges, so that's what I do. Back to you, Larry.
Yep, okay, very good, Bill. All right. Okay, anything else? We're at the bottom of the list here. I'll make a call out. There's nothing else, Bill.
Oh, no, I was going to mention, too, that, I think Wade and I will go up tomorrow as long as it's not snowing a boy. It's only going to be high of -4 and sunny, so we're looking at going up tomorrow and brave the cold and going down to Canal Park, so kind of looking forward to that.
Yep, okay, not a problem, Bill. Sounds good. All right, we got another check-ins for Friday night. ZOE Ragchew. Come on in, VA3IMW.
VA3CP.
Victor Alpha 3, Charlie Romeo Fox Portable.
We got a portable. Come on in, Vern.
Hey Larry and everybody on the net, thanks for picking me up. Yep, just out for a brief walk, -8 right now. Not too bad though, not much of a breeze, not snowing, which is good. I think I've shoveled twice today. I mean, as has been mentioned, it was nice light snow, but I don't know, not my favorite thing to do. Anyway, looking forward to going somewhere warm this new year. Hopefully earlier rather than later. Back to you, Larry.
It's funny you say that. I worked at a fellow, I think I have the right here, Kilo Juliet 5, Charlie Mike Papa. I worked him before, and actually, I think, as a matter of fact, Mac may have heard me talking to him, and they always are in Turks and Caicos, him and his two boys, and I was talking to him about it today. So they're thinking about going back in February. Now, I just worked down there. They were local in the U.S., but I guess every year they go down to Turks and Caicos. So kind of interesting. I had a little chat with them, and he's apparently going back in February. He said, I hope I can reach again when you get there.
Oh yeah, that would be great. Turks and Caicos sounds good right about now. For us, because we have a son in Arizona, that's probably what we're aiming for. I don't think it'll be this month, but maybe next month. And yeah, we just enjoy it. I mean, it gets a little cool in the evening, but when I say cool, I mean like 10 degrees Celsius, which is like nothing. And during the day, it's up into the 20s. So it is quite pleasant. And at that time of year, the citrus fruit is ripe and ready to be picked. And I have to confess, Larry, there's people down there that just grow the trees to decorate, and they never pick the oranges. So I help myself. Back to you.
I can't see anything wrong with that. It's just going to sit in a tree and fall off, basically, rot in the ground. I'm sure people wouldn't mind you doing that at all.
Yeah, there's a few public areas that I'll go to. There's one of the places where our son lives, there's a clubhouse, and it's just surrounded by orange trees, and I'll just snag a few, and I don't clear the tree. I'll just take a few to either eat or drink that day. And yeah, it's pretty nice. It's everywhere. I can tell you as well, when we've been down there, sometimes we have gone to church, and someone at the church will bring a box, and I kid you not, a box and some empty bags of either lemons or oranges, and they'll tell people, please take some.
You can't beat that. I had a neighbor that brought us I forget what it's called. I guess it'll be a crate, I guess really they call it, of peaches one year. I don't know how many peaches were in it. It was like not a skid, but an actual box. And I ended up making peach jam out of it, which is like way too many to handle.
Yeah, what I enjoy as well is the variety. When we're down there in February, you can find regular oranges, the sumo ones, which are quite sweet, little like clementines, and they also have, I've never picked one, I don't think I'd have the guts to do that, some pomegranates as well down there, which is kind of cool.
Sounds quite interesting. All right, anything else, Vern, before I drop it back up to Dave there?
No, that's it for now, Larry. Appreciate you picking me up. I'm going to be one and done. I'm heading back to the house to defrost and warm up a bit. But I appreciate you doing the net. Nice to hear everybody in there. And I will say it was really nice to hear Garnett. Haven't heard him in a while. I'm glad that he is doing okay. And just really nice to hear. All right, Larry, take care. 73, VA3 CRF.
Okay, Vern, no problem. I got your mark 7-3. and probably hear you through the week sometime or over the weekend maybe. All right, 7-3 for now.
Certainly, Lord.
Oh, somebody keyed up. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry you dropped, so I jumped in to say 73. I won't jump in again.
Okay, no problem. All right, Dave, VA3CP, VA3, I'll be like, come on in, Dave.
Hey, good evening, Larry. Well, on that, VA3LBI, VA3CP, just got here. I was on the phone with my friend from Thorold, so I've missed everything that you've talked about so far.
Well, actually, we're just going to start back at the top. Chris brought up a question, and I'll tell you what, if you don't mind, I'll start back at the top, but I'll give you the question for everybody, actually. He was questioning on how you turn off your radios. So I know some people leave them on. He basically leaves his radios turned on and just turns off the power switch, shuts down everything that way. So his question is, other people, how do you actually power down your station in an evening? So with that, I'm going to go back to the top of the Dave, and we'll just kind of run through the list and see how people do things, if that's okay.
Sure.
All right, very good. I don't know if Garnet's still with us. I'll try. VE3GMP, VE3LBI. You still with us, Garnet? Before I pick up lead, I have not heard anything from Noel. Hopefully his move went well today. I did send him a message a few minutes ago, but nothing's come back, so obviously he must be busy trying to get things straightened away. Anyways, Wade, question that Chris brought up there. How do you power off your radios?
VA3LBI, VA3NCA. Well, I just power it off at the radio. I don't actually shut down my my power supply, but I think that's mostly because my power supply is a LifePro battery and a Epic power gate switch. So I have a power supply mounted on the wall that connects to the switch and charges the battery, keeps it charged up at all times, and then it will either supply power from the DC power supply if that's there, or if it's not there, it switches you over to the battery. So basically, I've always got a battery charged to take over if the power goes out, and I just leave that system running. And so anything plugged into that system, I turn on and off from the power of the device itself. So I just turn on whatever radio I want to use. I also have a little tiny shack PC that runs off of 12 volts plugged into it, and I turn that on and off as I need, and I have some shack lighting that I can turn on and off. So I guess the answer to the question is I very seldom turn the whole thing off. I just turn off the devices that are connected to it.
Okay, well then throw it the other way. What do you do in the field? How do you turn it off in the field if you're doing an activation?
Well, in the field, I just plug it in directly. Well, actually, wait a minute. I guess I should go back and that. Most of the time, I'm just plugged right into a battery, and so I just turn it on and off with the device. There's no switch otherwise. However, on some of our activations, when we have, other things we're doing, and I bring along my 7100, I will also disconnect and bring along that switch because it also has an input to the solar. So in that case, what do? I guess, well, actually, in that case, same thing. I still only turn it on and off from the rig because I don't bring along the DC power supply in that case, or the AC-DC power supply in that case. I run the switch strictly off battery with potentially with a solar input. So I guess, I don't know if that's dangerous or what, but it's easy. So I just use the switches on the radio themselves, and I normally run from a battery.
Yep, okay, no, that makes sense. Yeah, all right. So, yeah, I just, like I say, just throw a couple of different things out there. All right, let me ask Al what his, how he actually does his. VA3BT, VE3LBI, Al, how do you actually manage your equipment at home for powering it on, powering it off?
VA3VT. Like I was saying earlier, what I typically do is I'll power, so I'm going to turn things on. Everything's off at the radios and whatever other equipment I got here. And then I got a linear power supply and a switcher. So I'll turn those on first and then let them come on for a little bit, and then I'll start turning on whatever equipment I'm using. And then it's reverse. I'll start shutting down my radios and whatever equipment's hooked up. And the last thing I shut down is the power supply and the switcher. I don't typically like to turn it on and have everything go boom, like I think it's just too much of a surge, but that's just me. That's my opinion. Yeah, just in those orders is pretty much how I do it. Other than that, that's pretty much it. VA3VT.
Okay, Chris, I'm going to skip you if you don't mind, because you've already mentioned how you do yours, and I'll get the other people to fill in how they're doing theirs, if that's okay with you, Chris.
VA3WPG, that's no problem. I'm actually enjoying all the responses. I'm just going to throw this in here. The reason why I ask is because I leave my VHF, UHF here on a timer that turns itself on at 6 o'clock in the morning and turns itself off at 11 o'clock at night, which automatically powers the power supply in the VHF radio. And I'm just curious if that might have had something to do with the light bulb slowly burning out in my radio. I know that's it's an older radio, but I know Mac told me I can either get a hold of DV and he might do it for Carton of Smokes, or I know that there was a couple tables that had my same radio at the flea market, and Chuck told me that I can get a hold of ISX. I know the exact tables where they were sitting, and ISX can tell me who they were, and I can get a hold of them and see if they still have the same radio for sale. Other than that, I'm just wondering if that might have had something to do with the front panel lights going in my radio slowly. But other than that, no, enjoying the responses. Let's keep it going. VA3WPG.
Yep, okay, Chris, no problem. We'll get back to the lights. I got an idea for you that I ran across. But all right, let's pick it up next here. Chuck, VA3, CJZ, VE3LBI. Equipment, how do you handle your equipment?
VA3, CJZ. Okay, so I have, of course, a power supply, and I also have a radio that's on battery power. Now, I'm pretty sure I read that it's not advisable to leave your equipment on and just flip the switch on the power supply, as once you start everything up, that initial surge could cause circuitry damage to your radio and or equipment. Now, I've had that happen with my battery-powered radio. I would normally shut the radio off first and then the disconnect from the battery. But the one time I did it, I left the radio on and just disconnected, and then when I reconnected again, I found that the power button on the radio wouldn't work anymore. So now the only way to start the radio is by connecting it to the battery. So in my opinion, it's not recommended to do that. And yeah, because you can get equipment damage. So I recommend, like Albert said, power down all your equipment first, and the very last thing is your power supply. Back to you, VA3, CJZ.
Yeah, maybe my front panel lights, that might be it.
Yep, okay, all right. Yep, no, very good, Chuck. Okay, Mac, your thoughts. VA3IMW ZOE. Go ahead, please.
Okay, so let's take into consideration that most of the radios that we're running these days, they utilize a soft power button. What that means is that when you reach over and tap that button, it sends a signal to a relay that then shuts down the main power to the unit. But there's always some power draw. It's just waiting for you to tap that button again and fire up the relay that reconnects to the rest of the circuitry, as opposed to the good old-fashioned click on, click off. So that's one part of it. The other part to consider is probably 70% of us are running what is classified as SDR radios, which is actually a computer that's pretending to be a radio. And obviously, computers, when you turn them on and off, they have a sequence that they need to go through in order to boot and unboot. So I would suggest it's probably more prudent to turn the individual radio equipment off in its own sequence before turning off your power supply. As far as me goes, I'll turn the radios off with the appropriate power buttons, but I don't actually turn my power supply off. I've had it running consistently over a long period of time, and truly, what I'm hoping is that the memory battery that's resident in the Icom radios won't be taxed, so it'll last longer, and I won't have to deal with that issue that some folks are starting to have to look at with plucking the memory battery off the circuit board and replacing it. So my strategy is to leave power to the radios from the power supply, but simply power the radios off themselves.
Good input. Thank you very much.
Yep, okay. All right, Bill, your comments. VE3IMW, VE3LBI, go ahead.
Well, I would echo what Max said, and I was going to mention, well, one of those points anyways, but he threw another one in, but I would agree totally with what he's saying. As I say here, I power down radio, turn off the power supply, and then unplug the power bar, especially if I'm going to be away for any period of time. So I think that could possibly have contributed to Chris's dilemma there. Not sure, but that's the way I've always done it with electronic equipment, and I'll probably never change.
This is an FT8100, and it is a 25-year-old radio, though, so just checking.
Okay, Dave. Bill, sorry. I'll pick up Dave, VA3CP, VE3LBI. Your comments, please, Dave. Go ahead.
VA3CP, I kind of am on the same boat as Mac and the other guys. Turning things off, turn off the radio, turn off the power supply. Turning them on, turn on the power supply, turn on the radios. But that said, I don't turn my radios off at all. My radios have been on since I got back on the air in 2014. So we're looking at quite a while now. So, and I did hear Bill say he was going to go to an activation tomorrow. I'm planning on going out on Sunday. I've got a meeting in Grimsby, so I think I'm going to stop over by the Bruce Trail and Biosphere Reserve off the end of Mohawk Road there. And I'll do that on Sunday morning. Probably starting up a little after 11 o'clock, or around 11 o'clock or so, I think. Be sure I'll be on VA3CP.
Yep, okay. No, very good, Dave. And yep, all right. I'll just fill in mine. I'm the same way. I turn off my radios. I normally don't turn off my power supply, but I do shut down my radios. And if I'm going to turn everything off, I shut down the radios, then the power supply. And if I'm powering stuff back up, I power up the actual power supply, and then I turn the radios back on. And Chris, question here is something you can think about. VA3WPG, VE3LBI. I'm sure that those lights are probably 12 volt.
VA3WPG. Oh, yeah, that's a good question. I had all the specs pulled up. I think they might be 8 volt. Yeah, they might be 8 volt. I can get back to you on that. The idea was earlier, when it was mentioned with Dave, is to change them out to blue LEDs. I know I contacted Yaesu for the original lights that were in this radio. They are no longer made.
That's unfortunate. I had my ICOM 746 Pro. The backlighting went out on it, and we modified it and put in two LEDs. Noted they were encased, the original lights were encased with a filament to give it that different color. It always had a bit of a greenish color, and there was a filament that slipped over top of the actual LED bulbs. and gave it back that greenish color. Preferably, if I had known what I was going to do to it, I probably would have had left them without the cover on it and made it a little bit brighter. I no longer have that 746 Pro, but that's what we did with that one. It was actually a 12 volt. It would handle 12 volt LEDs.
I'm thinking I like it. Mine was originally an orange kind of orange amber kind of color. I think I'm just gonna get a hold of ISX because the radio at the flea market was $160, eh? So the radio here is fine. It's just the front panel. It's the LEDs in the front panel. So if I get another radio, I'll have two radios, one front panel that's working, and if another front panel goes out, then I still got this one here with the other LEDs. I think I should just probably get a second radio, eh? That way there's nothing wrong with this radio, and the front panels are detachable on these ones. Anti-theft front panel detachable, so I could just swap the front panel out.
What models of the radios, Chris?
It's FT8100, but I think the exact one is an FT8100R, but it doesn't say R on it. But it's an FT8100. There were two of them kicking at the flea market.
Okay. Just wondered if you've looked to see if there's an LED conversion kit available.
There is not an LED conversion kit, but there is a blue LED conversion along with a micro capacitor. But that is capacitor, or is it a capacitor, I believe. That is too small for my soldering ability, which is where I believe Mac recommended me to Dave, Delta Victor.
Okay, carry on, VA3CP.
Comment VA3IMW.
Go ahead, Mac.
Yep. So the lighting that burned out in your faceplate, Chris, is likely incandescent, and as such, I would not expect that to be haven't fallen prey to any surges or anything of that nature just from turning the radios on and off. No matter how you powered them up or down, it would just be heat damage over time. And LED conversion is really simple. It only takes 5 volts to drive them. And they can handle up to 12 or 14 volts before they start to get persnickety. So if that circuitry is running 8 volts, then it's perfectly fine. Yeah, you just need somebody with a steady hand that's able to put the right color into it. And LED emitters are available in a variety of colors, anything down to the orangey white versus the hot blue white. So should be a fairly simple fix. Probably a lot cheaper to buy a couple of LEDs and have somebody solder them in on the board compared to spending a couple of $100 on a spare or backup radio. Anyways, don't feel like you've let your radio down by shocking it with a power up and on. I'm pretty sure that's not what happened. Anyways, yeah, I'm in favor of replacing the burnt out incandescent bulbs with LEDs. And I'll turn it back to you, Larry. Thank you.
Yeah, go ahead, Chris.
Just a quick comment. Yeah, no fears have done any damage to the radio. As we say, it's a 25-year-old radio, so no, I'm talking on the radio right now. It's just starting to bug me a little bit. I can't see the frequency, but if we can get the, I'm not a huge fan of blue, but if we can match that same color orange, I think that might be the route to go. I think you mentioned talking about a carton of cigarettes. Not too sure. I'm not exactly sure what a carton of cigarettes goes for these days. I quit in 2013, so I was just taking a cheaper route. But if we can match the little capacitors with orange, that might be the route to take, and I might actually get a hold of Dave and see what we can do again. Alrighty, VA3WPG.
And VA3CP. Dave, you're really staticky on that with the class part. Yeah, go ahead, Wade, VA3NGA, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it sounds good. This would be a fun little project. I concur with Mac, though. It's unlikely that any sort of turning on, turning off discipline has caused your troubles. I think if you do this replacement and you get another 25 years out of it, then I think that's giving you great service. But that said, yeah, an LED conversion shouldn't be too hard. You will want to current limit it though, because it that 8 volts is plenty to get over the forward voltage drop you need for an LED. It's going to vary slightly depending on the color you choose. But you look that up on the data sheet, you subtract it from the 8 volts that you say is the supply. You might want to double check that with a voltmeter. And then you divide that by 20 milliamps. That's kind of the going current for an LED. And out pops the resistance that you got to put in series with that LED. So it is a relatively simple thing to do, and sounds like a fun little project. Orange LEDs I think are not as common as red ones, but I'm sure they're out there. Or you can do the thing that Dave mentioned there and get a little bit of model paint. It sounds like a fun little project, and I would certainly suggest an LED conversion. Maybe even save going forward that heat that might have eventually done in that incandescent. Anyways, just thought I'd pop in. Back to you there, Larry, VA3IMW.
Yeah, I was just reading what Mike put on here too. He says that he has an OICOM 746. It's not a pro or non-pro, and the display is acting up. I just mentioned to him that I had done mine. And Mike, the worst part was trying to get at the actual plate in the front. You had to take the radio, almost completely apart just to get that front plate off to be able to change the bulb. So it was quite the challenge. As a matter of fact, I had a fella helping me here who was quite used to doing stuff like that. We actually took it apart, didn't touch it, just to find out how far we had to actually go to be able to replace the bulbs. And we put the radio back together. The next time he came over, we actually had pulled the radio apart. It was kind of like a little test drive. How far do we have to go to get that into this, to get at those bulbs? So it was quite a challenge to get it all apart. But I just thought I'd throw that in from Mike out there. Anyways, yeah, it's up to you what you want to do, I guess, Chris. VA3WPG, VA3LBI. If you want to change it over to, you're probably going to get I would say a better light and a longer lasting than, I put light bulbs in sockets, not LEDs, but a regular light bulb in a socket, a 60-watt light bulb, screw it in and it pops. So your chances of something like that happen are probably slim, but there's also that opportunity where if you put an LED in there, the chance of that happening is going to be very doubtful.
I was actually literally just going to say that, and then the LEDs might be the way to go, because who's to say that if I do go and get one of those radios from the flea market, the 2 of the bulbs don't pop 2.5 weeks after I buy them, right? I was actually just going to say that, so very good point. Looks like the best option might actually be to get in contact with someone to do this LED conversion, as long as we can keep it anything but blue, no blue.
No, that's true. And like I say, hang on. Just send me something back here. Give me 1 second, please.
Okay, and while you're looking at that, I will just say I can't remember what the Kenwood model is, but way back in the 90s, early 2000s or something, there was a Kenwood mobile that came out. It was the first blue display color radio I ever seen, and man, was that thing ever ugly, but that's just my opinion.
Okay, he just sent me a message here just to fill everybody in. I sent him a message asking how he made out his move. We're talking about Noel here. VE3KDT. Move is done. I can't say it went well, but it's done, and at least the boys are happy now. The process of unpacking, yeah, right. I don't know what that's all about. Hopefully my phone hotspot lasts longer than my kids. Love the YouTube. Okay. All right. Anyways, I guess he's got up there safe and sound. He's got the kids with him, so I can understand the worst part. trying to get that straightened away for himself. Just trying to throw that in there. Anyways, okay, how are we making up for time here? Oh, we got a couple more minutes. Anything else, Chris, about the lights or anything? I mean, like I say, the biggest thing about an incandescent is it's heat. That's what's going to kill them. If they're in a small spot, especially when they're like behind a screen like that, they're going to get a lot of heat. They're going to burn them out pretty fast. And you're right. For all you know, the ones, even if you bought another radio, they could be already cooked.
And as I mentioned, this radio for the last while has been on a timer. For the last while, turns on at 6 a.m. and turns off at 11 p.m. It's been, I used to just leave my radios on 24/7. A while back, it used to be every morning at about 5 a.m. BT and BMO used to have a QSO out on the way to work there, and then the idiot started with the QRM, so I got a timer to shut my radio on after that, and it's basically been on a timer ever since, from 6 a.m. to 11 p.m. So the light bulbs have been generating a lot of heat, and yes, they are 100% absolutely incandescent light bulbs. So we will chalk this up to old age, and I think we're going to look for an LED conversion, which will generate a little bit less heat.
Yep, nope, good idea. Perfect. Okay, getting close to wrap-up time. Anybody got anything else they want to add to the conversation before we do a 7-3 round? And Noel's just typing something back to me here, so I'll see if I can pick that up before the end of the net. Anyways, again, anybody... anything else to add to the conversation here? Go ahead. Got one more thing to add to Chris VA3CP. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Just went on a video on YouTube about an LED mod for the FT8100R. The components on the control panel look fairly large, and I would think that you could use a surface-mounted diode, an SMD, and probably also an SMD resistor, dropping resistor, and just place those across each bulb, because the bulbs are discrete, like they're green and wheat bulbs or whatever, but a little bit larger, and they're clear. And the panel is orange, so it would end up being orange anyway, according to this guy. Anyway, that's it. VA3CP.
Yeah, I know the video you're talking about. I watched it about 6 times. That's still a little bit on the small side for me, so better, as we say, better get someone with a little better steady hand. But thanks for the input there, WPG.
Okay, Chris, your audio is, you're almost clipping.
I was right on the mic there. Now I'm backed off.
Mucho better. Back to Larry, VA3CP.
Okay, sorry, I'm just typing back something to Noel. He just said he's all his muscles are sore. He can't wait to hit the bed, so he's got most of the stuff, and apparently his cousin was helping move, so I just said, no problem, I just get some rest. Okay, all right, let's run it down the list. I believe Garnett's gone, so we'll bring in way next VA3NCA, VA3LBI. Doing a 7-3 round, Wade.
VA3LBI, VA3NCA. Yeah, thanks as always for doing it. Good start to the new year, and I'm looking forward to catching everybody down the road. VA3NCA back to net control.
Okay, very good. And Matt just showed up here too, so he's on the just come in here to listen along. Okay, so VE3SMN. Okay, very good, Matt. Okay, yep, no problem. And yep, okay. So he just added some stuff in there. Chris, are you on the YouTube?
Who, me?
Yeah, with VE3WPG or VA3WPG.
No YouTube for me, no.
Okay, he just mentioned it that he does some extra stuff here. What's he saying here? How is he doing? Good evening. As for the radio power up and power down, I just say LL. He uses LXM or whatever to turn on his ham shack. It comes on alive. So, anyways, he's basically using the AI portion to power up his radio. So, okay, with that, let me see here. Next, VA3BT, VE3LBI. We're just doing a 7-3 round now.
Yeah, good net there, Larry. Not much more on my end here, so VA3BT, good night all, 7-3.
All right, Chris, you're up. VA3WPG, VE3LBI, 7-3.
All right, VA3WPG, I appreciate everybody's input tonight. Thank you. I'll be changing the way that I do operate my station on the general consensus. I will be pulling the timer out of the wall tonight, leaving the power supply on, and powering the radios individually. Thank you very much. VA3WPG 73, and everybody have a good evening.
Thanks, Chris. Chuck, VA3CJZ, VE3LBI, doing a 7-3.
VA3C. Oh, hang on. There we go. Now we're going through the repeater. VA3CJZ. Good net, Larry, and great way to ring in 2026 on one of the first nets. Thanks for doing it, and everyone have a great night. VA3CJZ.
Okay, very good. Mac, VA3MW, VE3LBI, 7-3 on Mac.
Yep, thanks for doing it, Larry. Certainly appreciate it. Glad to have something to chat about. Thanks to Chris for bringing up this issue. And just a quick note that not only Matt, but also Mark, VA3MHV, had checked in on YouTube. So waving a hand to him as well. 7-3s to 1 and all. I'll be monitoring for a little while.
VE3UK, VE3LBI, 7-3 on Bill.
Yeah, 7-3 everybody, and I'll have a quick word with Wade if he's going to be around after the net closes. Thanks for doing it, Larry.
So you're going to scold him. VA3CP, VE3LBI, 7-3 round, Dave. Okay, something I was going to bring up, it's too late now, but we'll maybe talk with it after the net closes. Anybody installed Hunter Log and using it? VA3CP, 73 all. I try, it won't install on my end down here. I know what Wade was playing with it, so let me wrap up the net. Maybe we can talk about it after then. Two extras here. VA3MHP with Mark, he's at work. VE3SMN, Matt, I'm sure he's listening. I don't know if he can get at the microphone, doesn't matter if he's so busy. And also our out-of-town person, Whiskey Bravo 5 Kilo, Whiskey Kilo. Mike, doing a 7-3 round. Thanks for joining us tonight. If you want to listen around for a couple minutes, there are other nets that go on. I'm sure that maybe Matt can fill you in on all of them. Most of them start at 7 o'clock. There is one on Wednesday that starts at 8. All the nets that we do out of Hamilton here are usually put on YouTube live. So what I'm going to do is I'll close the net there, Mike, and then if you're still there, I'll let Max fill you in on the other nets that are proper live down here. Let me just drop. Okay, folks, once again, thanks for your input. You guys make the net. I just break down the call signs and name. Thanks for picking that up tonight, Chris, there with the talking about the powering off and on. Appreciate that. And with that, I don't think I have anything else. Okay, USL 73. Oh, it looks like Mike may have left. Anyways, okay, with that, I'll say, I'll turn the repeater back over the number used, VE3LBI. We'll be clear.
All right, Mike, thanks for, again, checking in from Texas. Certainly appreciate it. And if you want to follow along with us on a weekly basis, we also run nets on this repeater on Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, starting at 7 p.m. here, our local time. We do live stream those as well as our Thursday night Simplex net on 446.125, also 7 p.m. So feel free to look us up, and we'll be looking for your YouTube check-in. 7-3s. That'll bring this live stream to a close, and we'll be back here tomorrow night with the Lake Ontario Radio Club net at 7 p.m.